Fans unite. That's what we do. Let's go, Brunson.
Well, what about the face-off between Tyler Halliburton and Jalen Brunson?
I mean,
they're both wrestling fans. You said wrestling fans unite. Like it was only one representative of the.
Right.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
You're right, because I'm gonna give Halliburton credit. He a real one. He was there before.
Definitely is.
Oh my gosh, Brunson almost threw the ball away. They're gonna try to guard him. Go. Oh, Pat.
It's all good. If you cannot tell by the banter between the brothers, it is obvious that we are back once again for another episode of the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast. Yes, we have quite a bit to get into today, but we are going to answer another $1 million question. We're going to find out if R-Truth can finally knock some sense into John Cena, because we have Saturday night's main event. I just did like a Macho Man hand signal. I was like this. Saturday night's main event is this Saturday. Not to mention, we're going to talk about some early Money in the Bank qualifiers and so much more. So, welcome back. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Once again, buckle your seatbelts because you're in for another doozy. And conspicuous by his absence is Brother God. But there's a very good explanation for that. And I can't wait to get into it right after this. Let's get it.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes!
That was fire. Welcome to the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, I am your host, the realness himself, the real Dwayne Allen, and he is your host, Mr. Super Producer, Brother Hugh, has the third A to the S, T to the H to the E, 3 to the R to the D in the building. And he is your host, conspicuous by his absence. Not just any guy, but Brandon the guy who was not in the building today with good reason. And he is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, the founder, the creator of the Wrestling Wrealm. And once again, and still in 2025, Mr. Steele, your goddamn show. He once was a face and now he's a heel. We call him Brian H. Waters in the building. Brothers, welcome back to another episode once again of our lovely, famous, and very wrestling heavy podcast, the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast. First and foremost, before we get started, how's everybody feeling today? How's everybody feeling? We're back. This is what we do. This is an exciting time of the week for me.
Well, look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm sitting here rooting for the Knicks because once upon a time I won a basketball championship and we was named the Knicks. So
wow, the reasons. Some fans are fans.
So that's my second favorite team. And then they had the greatest player to come out of Baltimore that made the NBA, that being Carmelo. Because realness, there's always those guys, them names that the OGs.
You got real specific. You see how he said the greatest person that made out of Baltimore that made it to the NBA. I appreciate it, brother.
The OGs be like, hey man, let me tell you,
was the one.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say Skip Wise. Everybody in Baltimore heard the name Skip Wise. I don't know what this dude looked like. I never seen him, but everybody knows Skip Wise. That's you from Baltimore. And they be them OGs be talking about, hey man, he better tell you, better than Michael Jordan.
That Skip Wise was a bad man, boy. I tell you. Boy.
You cannot be a part of Baltimore sports and not have heard the legend of Skip Wise 3 or 4 times in your day.
Him and the running man. But you see the running man.
See, the running man is somebody you can actually get close to. You know what I mean? He was the one that you could actually, be around and, all that kind of stuff. But like I said, we're here for another beautiful episode of the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast. Now, if you're not sure what happens next, let's take a quick pause. Don't be nervous because of the silence. We were raised in journalism and they said no dare to air. But this is the time of the show where we talk about the latest, the greatest, the newest sensation to the internet wrestling community. A show that embodies everything championship culture related. That's probably why it's called Championship Culture. Here we go. And judging by that show, you know that it is Championship Culture Recap time. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on youtube.com/The Wrestling Wrealm. You see a show produced by super producer himself, Brother Hugh has a third, and Brandon, the guy, the Belt Kings. They bring new and exciting content each and every Tuesday to the Wrestling Wrealm platform where championships are always at the forefront. Now, you're probably wondering, like, wait a minute, Realness. I was here Tuesday at 8 p.m. and I didn't see a show. That's because season 3 has come to an end a few weeks ago, and the brothers are hard at work preparing for season 4. Now, we have to address Brandon, the guy is not with us tonight, but it's okay because we have super producer has the third. Now, before we get into discussing what we usually discuss, oh my gosh, okay. All right. Indiana just tied the game up. Okay.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Sorry. I'm sorry. He did it again.
Oh, wow. What a bounce.
Yep. There it is. Anyways.
Oh, he didn't. No, he didn't do the choke.
Yep.
We are going to overtime. I didn't feel comfortable with that lead.
Didn't see that coming. But then again, I should have. Anyways, like I said, Brandon the guy is not with us today, but he is not here with us for good reason. Brandon the guy is he's on a missions trip, right? Feeding orphan chickens off the coast of Nicaragua. So we definitely applaud and salute Brother Guy for his missions work feeding orphan chickens. Yes, off the coast of Nicaragua. That's exactly why Brother Guy is not with us today. But we do have Brother Hugh has the third. Good brother. Now, every week we try to squeeze a little bit of information or a little bit of, or my favorite word last week was tidbit about what we can expect as fans from season 4 of Championship Culture. Now, Brother Guy's not here, Brother Hugh. You can do whatever you want to do, right? This is your world.
Yes.
Now, I'm curious, and I just want to know if there's anything new you can tell us that we as fans can look forward to going into season 4 of Championship Culture.
Well, usually I would say nothing, but today I'm gonna give you a little, what you say, tidbit.
Hold on. Time out. You actually gonna give us a tidbit today?
I'm gonna give you a little tidbit, a little something. Not too much.
Oh my goodness.
Gotta keep
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be a good one.
Well, I can say officially that the museum is now open. So the first set, the belt room, is officially done.
Okay.
And that's all I can give you right now. Show 1 is on the way, June 10th. Everything is almost locked in, set up. So be ready. June 10th, locked in, Tuesday, 8 o'clock. We're here.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it. Brother Hugh actually gave us an actual tidbit for us to look forward to. June 10th, episode 1 is officially in the works. The new belt museum is officially, you said it's done, right?
It was done. It was confirmed.
It's done. Okay. It is confirmed that it is done. But until then, if you want to go back and catch up on all of Championship Culture's episodes from season 3, season 2, the bonus episodes, especially when Brother Guy with the Santa Claus hat does some unboxings during the holiday season, please head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Wrestling Wrealm, playlist Championship Culture. And just sit back and take it all in, drink it in, man. I don't know if the clip's still up here, but yeah, take it all in, and take it all in, and and start getting yourselves ready and prepared for season 4 of Championship Culture. So there you have it. Is there any last words you want to say, Brother Hugh? I mean, I feel like if you're in the spirit of just giving people information, maybe there's something else. I don't know. Okay, just
every belt has a story.
Okay, there it is. How fitting. Every belt indeed has a story. But speaking of stories, one of the things that we love to do here at the Wrestling Realm is tell stories. And every week we have a segment known as Wrestling Wrealm Facts and Unpopular Opinion. These are alternating segments that we do each week. We rotate. And this week is our Wrestling Wrealm Facts question. Now, the point of this segment is for wrestling fans to get a better understanding of who we are. Get to know the host. See which one you relate to, what they like, what they don't like, what they know, what they don't know. So this week is no different. And we are back this week with Wrestling Wrealm Facts. So this week's Wrestling Wrealm Facts that was proposed to the brothers, as you could possibly say, was if there was a professional wrestler who represented you, right, as a wrestling fan or as an individual, who would that wrestler be? Now, I know the question is a little bit drawn out, but it's okay. It's because you could do a mix, you can do a hybrid, you can do whatever. But if there was some wrestler to describe your personality and say, okay, who am I as a person, and describe who you are as a person based off a wrestler, that is where this week's Wrestling Wrealm Facts question came from. So without further ado, let you all get to know us a tad bit better than you did before. So who wants to go first? Who wants to let the world know if there was a professional wrestler to describe your personality, who you are as an individual? What wrestler, who, or what would he or she be? Anybody? Volunteers?
I can go.
Okay. Brother, you must have had a good day today because you are just in a very cooperative mood.
Like I did have a good day, actually. You know why? Because we got a W today. We got a W. Baltimore Orioles won. What? Oh my gosh.
I can't believe we've gotten back to this.
Like even the Baltimore Banner sent out a thing that said they won.
That's embarrassing.
Breaking news.
We've been winning for the last couple of years. We were going up, and like we're back to the old days where it's like we're celebrating wins in 180 game win seasons. But okay, brother, I appreciate that. Thank you. But okay, so if you had to choose a wrestler to describe your personality, now there's a caveat to this. Brian A said, "Man, we got to do a little bit more explaining." So you're gonna have plenty of time to let the world know why you chose what wrestler that you chose, and have a little fun with it. So, brother Hugh, tell the world who you felt represents you personally as an individual and as a wrestling fan.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, but the guy that represents me the most is Tetsuya Naito, and that's because of his lazy, laid back, uncaring type of attitude. You know, he's very sarcastic. He doesn't speak too much, but when he speaks, it means something, right? And no matter what the circumstances is, he's always looking good, as you can tell. Very stylish, very fashionable. And he can always cut back at you with some type of slick remark if need be. So I think right now, I can't think of anybody else. But Tetsuya Naito describes me the most. He's closest to what I am right now.
Oh my goodness, brother, I did not realize how accurate that really was. What do you think about? I was like, oh, okay, that sounds like you. But then I'm like, you know what? This is making that much more sense, man. That's crazy. Okay, all right. So there you go. Tetsuya Naito is the wrestler that Brother Hugh had picked to represent his personality. Brian H, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
All right, Brian H. Now, you're the one that's known. A lot of people know you in a lot of circles, Brian H. We know you as the heel, Mr. Steal Your Show, but more affectionately known to us as Hollywood. Brian H. Waters. So before you turned heel, you weren't always a heel. You're a pretty decent guy. So what wrestler did you choose to best represent your personality? There it is. Look at that. This is your own visual effects.
Right.
So when I think back, what people know about me is I'm very passionate about what I do. I'm very willing to give back, very willing to help people because I love the craft and I love what I do. And my personality may not be for everybody. I could be very niche sometimes. But very, sometimes it could be a little inside baseball. But I'm loyal and sometimes to a fault.
Yeah, especially WrestleMania 9.
Exactly. It was a great show.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And in that show, the person who represents my personality main evented that show.
Oh my God, it's Hogan.
And that is the excellence of execution. My favorite wrestler of all time, Bret the Hitman Hart.
The Hitman. Okay.
Poses
Kind of
are
already knew that.
I said the poses are similar. They're just like Brother Hugh. This is it is quite fitting when you talk about somebody that's a traditionalist, someone that loves what they do, the craft. This definitely is.
I'm a traditionalist.
Yes, it's definitely you, man. It's like you always take pride in the sport. So no, I think this is pretty accurate. I wasn't expecting Bret Hart, but like I said, I like it when you guys give these explanations because.
Well, who was you expecting, realness?
I don't know, brother. Oh boy, but no, but that when you put it that way, it does make a lot of sense when you say that, though. You guys are good at this. This is why I have the utmost confidence in this segment. Of course, it's my turn. Okay, you guys are gonna laugh when you see mine. And okay, so like I said, when I text you guys earlier, I said you can also do like a hybrid or a mix. So if you feel like it's some of this person, some of that person, this counts too. But
I have a person who I always say something, but I'm interested to see who you got.
Okay, so I got two people, and it's like a mix between the two, kind of embody who the realness is. So for this week's Wrestling Wrealm Facts question, what wrestler best represents the real Dwayne Allen's personality? Are one of my favorite tag teams of all time / individuals. The Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. I mean, come on. Do I need to say more? I've always loved Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Scott Hall because, like I said, Razor Ramon's always cool, right? And just his whole, even from Razor Ramon to who he became later on, just himself as Scott Hall. He also had that kind of like, careless attitude, didn't take stuff too seriously until it was actually time to. And then of course Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash is, of course, with his size and his height. I was always a big guy growing up. So, you always like the bigger guys, and he was always one of my favorite coming up, and even during the mid-90s and stuff like that. And just Kevin Nash's overall approach and outlook on business and the way he does things is, these guys are astute businessmen, and they have and they just always seem to be laid back, but always business focused and always cool. So there you have it. That is
say when you walk through buildings, you do hit the Razor Ramon wall
every time.
He does.
Better than Damian Priest might add.
Yeah, and Triple H. Right. I've been watching you remember Triple H tried to do the Scott Hall walk during the Hall of Fame, and he looked like he was he looked like a zombie, like Frankenstein walking through. But yeah, anytime I got to go through a small space or a door, that's how low the standards are. It doesn't have to be much. Oh yeah, as long as it's a door, I'm going through it. It's you got to Scott Hall walk it. So yeah, so there you have it. Oh my goodness, I hope that's pretty accurate.
I wish he was playing defense right now for the Knicks.
Oh my goodness, bro, this is atrocious. I'm nervous. If they lose this game, this is not going to go well. But there you have it. That is this week's Wrestling Wrealm Facts. That is our question for this week. And next week, we will go back to a darker space. Unpopular opinion has become like our version of Dark Side of the Ring.
I
Okay.
definitely thought she was going to say. I definitely thought she was going to say Mello. You're him, 100%.
Okay, I'm out.
You that dude. Isn't that what you said out your mouth?
He wasn't going to pick no goddamn Mello.
You're that dude.
Oh man, if Mello,
we remember that night, B Waters.
Are they Knicks gonna play any defense tonight at all?
Yeah, but the same thing could be said about the Pacers too.
No, they scared to touch Jalen Brunson, but the Knicks are not. They letting anybody score. Neesmith got like
That's
30.
the problem. Yeah, like during threes. If we had reset in time, I wonder how many threes Larry Bird would have had. He wasn't touching.
Oh my gosh.
Him, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen.
The way the referees don't blow the whistle these days, or the way they let them get away with so much, who knows? Mm-hmm. But really though, Carmelo Hayes, brother Hugh, no. Get the sentiment, I really do. But
yeah.
But like I said, next week, I keep thinking about it. Yeah, I just can't let that go. I was trying to prove a point, man. That's okay. Trying to help a brother out. Next week we will be back to our unpopular opinion. Like I said, now unpopular opinion is like I said, it's like our dark side of the ring. It's one of those situations. And just like Wrestling Wrealm Facts has an explanation, apparently Brian H has also commissioned that we will now have a short amount of time to discuss why we feel so strongly about these opinions, about said opinions, because usually you give an unpopular opinion and your co-host just got to sit there and deal with it. And like mentally you're trying to get through the show, but the argument is like brewing in your head because you want to debate it naturally. But yes, we'll be back to unpopular opinion next week. And oh boy, that's always a doozy. That's the one that's always like it catches you off guard. We never know what's actually going to be said.
Because of him.
Yeah, he started it.
I'm an angel.
You set the tone for the entire segment. Like the first one we did, and the first thing he said, I was shocked. I was like, I never knew you felt this way. Mm-hmm. So definitely shout out / blame brother Hugh for setting the tone for unpopular opinion. People were like, and then it's crazy because you get like inboxes and messages all week about, here's my unpopular opinion. Like, here it comes. Yeah. So
right.
That's what it is. So like I said, with that being said, I think we've gotten through all the logistics of everything. It is time for us officially to ring the bell so we can get this shindig rolling, right? So, of course, we're going to ask our co-hosts, Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa, to do us a favor and help us get this show started the correct way. Gentlemen, can you please help us get this show started and ring the bell for us?
Want to ring the bell? Ding, ding.
There it is. So the bell is rung and we are here. Let's officially get this show started. Every week, once again, we always prepare for the show the correct way. We sit back and consume so much professional wrestling that we get on here, and it's the first thing we always talk about. And this segment is called affectionately, What Did You Watch? Simply, we're asking the question, what did you watch this week to prepare yourself for this week's show? But before then, I must give you some information. There was a lot that we watched throughout the week, and we don't have that kind of time. So we'll have a little bit of fun and keep this nice and compressed. But let's not waste any more time. Good brothers, what did you watch? Brought to you by good friends at SeatGeek. If you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com where you can use our promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That's promo code Wrestling Realm on any one-time purchase of $50 or more. Good brothers, what did you watch? So, who wants to go first? Who wants to talk about what they watched this week?
Well, I'll do it.
Oh, good. You got it.
All right. So,
should we let Brother Hugh go? I don't think he's going to be in a better mood. Like, he's volunteering to go first. I don't know. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry. I had to acknowledge this, like Roman Reigns' 4-year reign, because he's just, man. Go ahead, Brian H.
The 4-year reign, incredible. This week I watched the very first In Your House. Now y'all can go to my right there on the Break It Down with Brian H playlist, which is right here on the Wrestling Wrealm YouTube channel, and you will see that I posted a video about that. And one of the things I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about the whole show right here, but I'm interested in y'all two because that night was the night of Bret the Hitman Hart. And my particular point that I want to get to is, as I was watching this, I was like, man, Bret Hart and Jerry Lawler could have been a world title feud. As good as like back and forth. Now I understand, they was trying to get Diesel over, and then we would go into like a brief Bret Hart run so that they can get to Shawn Michaels. But do you think WWE missed the boat by making Bret Hart versus Jerry the King Lawler a world title feud rather than just keeping it as a semi-main event feud?
Ooh, see, there's two answers for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's probably the right answer, the correct answer, and then there's the fan in me answer, because and they kind of connect to each other. Mm-hmm. Because in my mind, I think it was too late for that. Is because if you think about the era, the time period in which they began to feud, Jerry Lawler is my favorite wrestler of yesteryear. Him and Terry Funk are I call them my favorite old timers. So like I'll go back and watch their stuff. Like I will watch, like I didn't realize, I found out about Jerry Lawler's career before WWE, like later, and I was like, wait a minute, this guy was a top guy. Like I was so enamored with Jerry the King Lawler. I loved that. He's my favorite. Like I'll go back and watch his old matches. But by the time he got to the WWF, he was kind of a weasel. He was kind of a heel. And I think that presence and that aura, it wasn't there during that time, especially considering it was a down period for professional wrestling, right? Mm-hmm. We love the new generation because of, where we were as kids and stuff like that. But the reality is, the new generation wasn't the most profitable time, and they were literally working overtime to create new stars. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? You understand that, it's like, hey, it's financially, and like that's not the time to decide to let's make a world title match between Bret Hart and Jerry the King Lawler, when the intention was we got to build the Diesels, we got to build the Shawn Michaels, we got to build so I think because the WWF was in star making mode, I don't think, it could have worked. Of course it would have. It's Jerry Lawler. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by like the fan of me. But it's like, when you understand the time period and what they were trying to do specifically during that era, Brother Hugh.
Are you talking about Brian's question or just
yeah. Just did you have anything else that you wanted to kind of add to that?
No, not really. I mean, to be honest, like you said, Jerry Lawler at that point in time, I don't want to say washed because that's too harsh. He just wasn't what he was.
He was in the back end,
like you said.
He was transitioning to his next phase of who Jerry Lawler was.
Right.
That's nice.
Right.
It?
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Because you know me. My terminology.
No, yes, you're in a good mood today. You're positive. You haven't called Brownie to Gump one time yet, and we've been on the show for at least 25 minutes.
Not yet. I'm trying to hold it in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Look at his face.
Oh, gentlemen, he rolled his eyes. I wish you guys could see this. Anyways, Brownie, is that all you had to say about this?
I'm so sick of that little weasel. Yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
Okay, which weasel are you talking about? Bobby the Brain, Jerry Lawler? This is,
you know what it is?
Big shot tie.
Yo, because Brunson, he became my favorite player over the past few months, man.
You're an underdog guy.
Yeah, I love his game, man. I want to see him do it, man. And Tyrese just annoying.
That was a meltdown. Tyrese Halliburton looks like he's not trying, like he's out there, like it's a game to him, like he's having fun. He keeps smirking and making comments.
That's when I got scared, when I was like, oh man, they look loose.
Yes, he looks like he's like, I'm just out there having fun. That's embarrassing. They lost this one.
Is he really as good as people say he is, though?
Apparently so. He's proven it now. He's hit game 3 times in the last 2 series of this playoff. Twice against Cleveland and just one tonight in the Garden. They were down like 10
11 with 2 minutes left. All the Knicks had to do is put away. Carl Lee Towns would to shoot threes at the wrong time. Man,
it's terrible.
Messing up. Sorry. Always.
That's all. They get one. They get one.
Okay. They needed to get 2, but okay. Anyway, Brother Hugh.
Right.
We can't. Right. This is WWE purposely put up the video of him and Tyrese and Dan Brunson having a face off with the chair and stuff.
And y'all see the ESPN graphic with the WrestleMania 17 branding?
Yeah, I saw that.
Wrestling is over again, brother.
I'm about to watch the Mystics.
Big time.
What did you watch this week, brother?
Well, actually, this is something different for me, but there's this guy he's a YouTuber called Merce YT13. He basically books different scenarios and whatnot.
Oh yes,
he gives predictions. Yeah, I watched his latest one where the Judgment Day breaking up, but at the end, well, first of all, Dominic loses his IC title, and Finn defeats Jay for the WHC, right? I was like, I looked at it because I never really thought about it. Because for some reason it seems like they won't give Finn a push at all. But I'm like, look, what if that really happened? I would not be mad at it. And of course, that sets up Dominic versus Finn for the title. Then we can get what we want. You know, shout out to my brother, my twin, brother Marcus Hernandez from Four Sides of the Ring. We can get what we want, brother. Dominic as the WHC. Right. So I'm not opposed to it. But I just wanted to see like where y'all heads at on that. How do y'all feel about that scenario?
I like the idea. I think the booking. I see. Here's it. If this was maybe give us 2 years ago, it might be easier to dissect it because we've always been able to piece these things together. But Triple H and his writing team is like purposely going out of their way to either give us too much so we can't figure it out, or they try to take us in one direction and swerve us later on.
Right.
But I like the concept of it. It's because it always seems like we always have Finn in this main event. They're teasing something, right? And this is just because I'm long with it. So like AJ Styles, Penta, Finn Balor, right? So Penta is beefing with Chad Gable, and now what's his Lucha Libre alter ego? I can't even. I don't remember.
Starbucks. Grande Americano.
There you go. Chad Gable does no wrong. He's really like carving out a Hall of Fame career at this point. Yes, Grande Americano. Like, and then you got AJ Styles kind of going back and forth with Finn, and then still carrying Cross Lumen. So it's like they're all in this weird space. And then they had the tag match, and I'm like, man, they're trying to get to something. But like I said, Finn and AJ Styles are kind of like knocking on those doors. So it's like it's hard to figure out where they're going. But I mean, they got a quick trigger these days when it comes to these title reigns. And I think that's the whole point of having like the World Heavyweight Championship. Because I'm going to be honest with you, like we're going to talk about it, but even going into Saturday night's main event, I can see Jey Uso losing. Just like remember he had the Bron Breakker had the IC title. He lost it so quick, and Jey had it. Once Jey got his point across, then he lost it real quick. So it's not like these guys had 400-day title reigns. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, hey, so it's like they're using the championships to build the characters, and then putting it where it needs to be. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's not off the beaten path. I should say that. So.
That's interesting. I'm down for it. Yeah, I'm down for it. Dominic Mysterio obviously won't be Intercontinental Champion forever, but in the sort of dissemination of the Judgment Day. But y'all see, the Prodigy. He's in her way. One of the greatest wrestlers in the world. She's a good fit. Better than
don't say it.
Better than Raquel.
Okay. Well, in that case,
he ain't lying.
Oh, I was
my bad. I thought you were about to say something else.
Yeah, don't disrespect.
I would never, ever disrespect the greatness that is Liv Morgan, one of the greatest to ever do it. But yeah, Roxanne Perez. But that's load that feud up with her and Liv because man.
Well, let's talk about it because
you saw them looks, bro. You saw the looks.
It's coming. Just when I get mad at Triple H, right? Tag team division is still washed. Just when I get mad at Triple H, and I'm like, man, I'm not getting any pizzazz. I'm not getting any punch. I'm not having this much. It seemed like it was kind of on cruise control. This past Monday, I was like, when I enjoy the show, I enjoy the show. And even the tease, first of all, they made the announcement that it's in my notes. See, we're all always in the same space. Roxanne Perez officially signing to the main roster, right? I love that there's no dramatic send-offs anymore necessarily.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you don't have
that as a third brand.
That's what they've officially announced it kind of as now. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? She hey, look, congratulations, and you're signed to Raw. And they mentioned like, hey, Julia's officially signed to SmackDown now. So I was like, okay. Perfect. So that's kind of where we are now as far as trying to put these things in place. And you talking about Liv versus Roxanne Perez. The best part about something like that, first of all, they're young, right? they're both really, really young, and they're really in tune with the culture. Same thing with Dominic Mysterio. Like, this is genius. Like, imagine trying to relate to like preteens and tweens, right? The 10s, 11, 12, 13, 14s that's into this kind of foolishness anyway, right? So you got Liv and Dominic, very immature. They like that annoying teenage couple that do too much. And then you have a new girl coming in bringing nuggets and all. I was like, okay, so here we go. And then you got Finn sitting there trying to stir the pot. And I'm like, okay, she's giving Dominic eyes while Liv's not here. And it's like, okay, all the kids can look at this and go, uh-oh, we got a little bit of drama in wrestling now. And they like that foolishness because I'm around a bunch of kids that age and they like that foolishness. So it's like, now you bring that to wrestling. It's like you have such a young core that can actually pull that off. And it's like, okay, just when you think the Judgment Day is done, it's like a new evolution of this faction, and it's kind of like it takes up a good chunk of Monday Night Raw. And like I said, it keeps Finn at the forefront. I have never seen so many main event guys be in so much creative spaces without having to be in a world title match. Back in the day, we had at least 10 guys that could have easily been in world title conversations, but there was nothing creative for them to do except one person or a triple threat match, maybe. But it's like, think about it. Finn has been in a main event role since taking over the Judgment Day. Edge's version was trash. You look at it, it went from being dominant to really, really fun, now almost like scandalous. That's what it turned into. It went from like dominant, fun, scandalous. So it's like, man, these guys are working overtime. So
they are. Wasn't AJ and Edges briefly? Or no, they was beefing.
Yeah, they were beefing. Like that was one of the guys that they kind of went toe to toe with. And then, you know, my boys came back, the Good Brothers,
right?
WWE did nothing with, but they was only brought back to be AJ's heaters, and then, you know, once they're done with them, but then also don't do that. You see, brother, you see I try to slide that in.
That's crazy. That's wild work.
They're good for good heaters.
And see, I've been letting you slide.
I'm about to say Carl Anderson.
Now don't try like him now. See, brother Hugh been letting you slide all show. He ain't called you one gump yet, and now you pushing buttons. Go ahead, brother. Let him have it. Next time he say something slick.
Wow, you gonna let him sick you like that? You gonna let him sick you like that? Dang, brother Hugh.
It's his prerogative, like Bobby Brown. But the next time, all I'm saying, brother Hugh, is I'm suggestion. I ain't telling you to do nothing, brother, because I respect you. I'm suggesting. Next time, I wouldn't let him slide. That's just me. Anyway,
I got you. But
the Good Brothers, man, were there to kind of be his role guys. And don't get me wrong, I kind of agree with you, Brian. They were good in that role, but then once they was done with them, they sent them on their way.
They were like, packing, or they packing up.
No, my boys said they wanted to go. They said they couldn't take it. They had to be unleashed, man. They said these guys.
You had Admiral's class, right?
Yes, I did.
You may remember, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Network. When the movie was called that?
Was oh my gosh, I've been trying to think of the name of that movie for like the
Network
past years.
Network was a television satire that talked about when the news became entertainment. And it talked about after a while how people started to transition to doing things where it was all about getting, you know, a cheap pop, I guess we call it. And one anchor decided to go crazy, and then they like keep putting them on TV. This is working. So, you know, the beginning of what we call the shock jock era. But yeah, man, my boys said they couldn't be held back anymore, man. They rabid dogs that was biting at the chomp. See?
Hey man, I just fly honey over last night.
My goodness.
You know what I mean? Thank you for letting me borrow it.
So yes. So I just lost my train of thought.
Yo,
but
bro,
yeah,
he
so
used to walk with that bro man walk too.
the bro man walk. I can see that.
He used to do it. He used to come to class like that.
See, that's why you. I ain't gonna say it.
No.
They shut down y'all school, man. I'm not gonna bring it up. That's all right.
Just chill. Exactly why he should shut it down. These kids not getting the education.
Right.
But with that being said,
hey, Jermaine in the building, Stephanie Hardy in the building, Cliff in the building.
What's up, everybody?
Pimp C ain't dead. It just moved to the web.
Bro, I was literally reading that as you put it up.
Oh my gosh.
But there's absolutely so much going on in the world of professional wrestling. No.
Matt clearly want the Knicks to win too. He want
Yeah,
he want to say because Pat McAfee don't know how to act right now.
Yeah, but the Colts owner just passed away
Oh
the other
yeah,
day.
heard. Hey, we
It's
from
terrible.
Baltimore,
I'm just
but
saying.
that was the father, not the son, who did it. But our no, in all fairness, love and condolences go out to the people who was affected by the passing of Jim Irsay.
Mercer, yep.
He made bold decisions, including shipping Peyton Manning off to send him to go to 2 Super Bowls with the Broncos, and
Crazy.
then
That's
Andrew
crazy,
Luck
man.
retired on him. Which
Yeah.
is still like one of them. So I've been watching a lot of secret base.
Dark Side of the Ring.
No, that
Yeah.
too, but secret base on YouTube. Y'all watch that channel, and it's always like it'll rewind something like Michael. I just watched when Reggie Miller hit the game winner against Michael Jordan and the Bulls to tie the series. And then it'll be like revisiting Jordan's last shot and stuff. Hey, no, the one I watched was how the Bulls collapsed after they got everything was just bad. But that's another one of them ones. How I don't think they did one yet, but how the Colts collapsed, like they just knew they had Andrew Luck, and Peyton Manning was out there winning, going to the Super Bowl. But meanwhile, yeah, they didn't they ain't get nowhere. Andrew Luck said, "I'm tired of playing football at young age of 30, I believe."
Hey,
I don't
blame him.
Who would have thought the best quarterback in that draft and the only one to win the Super Bowl would have been Russell Wilson? Number 1 and number 2, Andrew Luck and RG3. Who needs to put down the microphone?
Very short career. Oh boy, not going to touch that one. RG.
Yeah.
I told y'all leave podcasting and media to the real ones, the professionals. Leave it to us.
Yeah, it's kind of what we do. Now, like I said, speaking of luck, there are a few lucky early qualifiers for Money in the Bank. Now, I know we have Saturday night's main event. We're going to preview that. We're going to get to that. I promise you. That show is officially this Saturday, but Money in the Bank is literally right around the corner, and we have a few of people that have qualified early so far up to this point for the Money in the Bank ladder match, pay-per-view, PLA, however you want to spin it. Now, I put the graphic up here because look at all this. Look at all these new faces, right? There's a blend of the old with the new. With I see some subtle hints involved in all this.
Yeah, was that person in front?
Yeah, and we will have plenty of time to get into that. But let's talk about some of the early qualifiers of the Money in the Bank ladder match. So far, we have Alexa Bliss. It's good to see her back. Yes, indeed. Rhea Ripley, and of course, yes, indeed, and of course, the prodigy herself, Roxanne Perez.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed, that too. All right, so I agree with all three.
Shout out to CJ Butter, man. I gotta give my bro CJ. Cooling with CJ. Make sure y'all check it out.
Please, because that's our guy, man. CJ Butter. I think he would approve of this group so far too. But how are you guys feeling so far about some of these early qualifiers? And of course, when this is how they draw you into SmackDown. Of course, when it's time for Money in the Bank time, you got early qualifiers. It kind of you're trying to figure out what direction we're going in, and as you see the field kind of shape up. So, how are you guys feeling so far about the ladies that are represented so far in this particular match?
I like what I see, but to be honest, I don't think Rhea was supposed to be there.
Oh, talk about it.
Yeah, but I feel like, well, with the injury to Zoe Stark, get well soon. Get well soon, please.
Yeah, get well soon.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I've never seen that when the doctors jump in the ring.
Hey,
I'm so glad they did. Yeah,
times have changed because back in the day they're like, look, man, roll out the ring and just get a quick roll up because we got to keep going.
Right. Nah, I was like doing it. Well, I actually didn't see it happen live. Like I was watching the match, but I literally turned away.
Yeah, it was
when quick. I turned away, all I heard was the crowd go, "Oh!" and then I heard her scream, and I was like, "Oh no, that's bad."
Yeah.
So then I saw the clip later on, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And what struck me, what got me was Rhea Ripley's face. The look on her face, like she was so shocked at what she just saw, and I was just like, "Oh." So they had to call it audible, and of course Rhea she can't take a pin right now, right? So unfortunately, Kari had to lose him, take the pin. But they did put on a nice little, exhibition with the couple of minutes they had left.
So
But
what are you
yeah,
saying?
Zoe, I was saying, what I'm saying is that Zoe was in that match to take the pin, and
Okay.
I thought Kyrie, since this was her first match back with
Yep.
her old gimmick that was over like crazy ever
The
since
Pirate
NXT,
Princess is back. Yep.
absolutely, she was supposed to win that match. That's what I believe.
Ooh,
But they
okay.
had to they
Okay.
had to call the audible because Rhea cannot take a pin right now.
Man. Brian H, what you have to say? I gotta hear because this is I don't know how I feel about this, but I think you might be. I swear I didn't even pay that any mind. But I'm like, okay, when you put it that way, it makes sense. Brian H, what say you? Where's your head at with all this?
Brother Hugh, I don't think you're wrong, even though I don't agree. I think that it still went as planned, but I do think Rhea was supposed to be in the match. And the reason why I think that, because the winner will come out as a bigger deal. Kind of like Jey Uso, right? When you go back in the history of Royal Rumbles, you can make the argument that Jey Uso won the most star-studded Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns, John Cena, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and a whole bunch of other people. And the winner was Jey Uso, right? It's like when Flair came over. He won a Royal Rumble that consisted of Hogan, Savage, Sid Justice, and so many others, right? So I'm thinking like this. Let's just say I don't think she wins. I gotta see how the rest of them play, but let's say Roxanne Perez wins for the sake of now, right? That looks like a bigger deal, winning that match with Rhea Ripley in there, with Alexa Bliss in there. You're talking former world champions, multiple time world champions. So that's the reason why I think she was supposed to I think honestly, I kind of think Zoe probably was supposed to take the pin. I don't think Zoe was getting ready to be reheated yet. It's definitely a restart button, but her just being in a match was a big deal, But I think I could see, because I think it wouldn't have been a bad idea if Kyrie pinned Rhea. I understand what you're saying. Rhea couldn't take the pin, but I don't think you switch a whole thing if you're gonna have Kyrie in that match. And we'll find out, because if they want Kyrie in that match, Kyrie gonna end up in that match.
Oh boy. Yeah, like I said, I know it's early, and it's probably too soon to say, but still.
Too soon for a little bit of superior wrestling intellect.
Well, it's never too soon for that. But you guys are already cooking, and we haven't even got to the preview show. So this is like, all right, I think I like the path that we're going on. But let's talk about another early qualifier. This man.
You got a new render.
Look at that. That's a fresh one. I mean, this is the restart of Solo Sikoa, right? He kind of lay dormant for a little bit, while we kind of got Jacob into the mix, put him at the forefront. And here we are again. And Solo actually qualifies for the Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, good brothers, what are we talking about right here? Why Solo? What direction? Like I said, we don't have that many. We don't have everybody else kind of filled in yet, but this is a fun start. How you guys feel about Solo in this position? This is, like I said, he's kind of dormant for a while. We know that he's kind of had a bit of an exchange with his former group. They're not unified like they used to be, and it's obvious because Jacob has found his own voice and done his own thing. But Jeff Cobb, JC Mateo, as he is now known, that's bad. Wait a minute. Time out. Why did y'all just laugh? As soon as I said his name, everybody just bust out laughing.
No, see, you're talking about how Brother Hugh get people in trouble. You start laughing, and then I start laughing. Hey. I think JC Mateo is a great name. I think it's better than Jeff Cobb, personally.
Oh, dang.
Well, Jeff Cobb is a little basic. I mean, but it's just his name. But okay.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not no Dwayne Allen. It's not no Hugh Scott.
Oh, yeah. Come on now. Those are superstar names.
Those are legends.
Absolutely.
You kidding me? Hall of Fame status. How do you guys feel about the picture with Bronson Reed and JC Mateo? Dangerous. You talk about the new natural disasters.
Anyway, I told you I watched that match. I watched that match between them, and it was hard hitting. It was on point. But yeah, I can't wait to see Bronson back with him.
Okay. So what about Solo? Does Solo find himself? Let's just cut to the chase. I'm not gonna wait to the previous show. Is there a world where we can see Solo Sikoa as the winner of the Money Bank this year? See, look, yeah. See, everybody's tiptoeing. That's why I said forget it. I'm about to just jump right into the deep end. Cause see, I know it's hard because we don't know everybody else that's involved. You know what I mean? But Brian H, go ahead. You said you think so?
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of Bloodline story, right? The Bloodline story was to get everybody over, and everybody gotten over and moved forward in different ways. Jey Uso, Intercontinental Champion, and then WWE, World Heavyweight Champion, right? Jacob Fatu, who, I'm sitting there thinking as we was thinking about Solo, and a lot of people's complaining, oh, what is he doing? When last time Solo won a match? But when you really think about it, Solo was the more greener out of all of them. Jacob was getting his indie street cred while Solo, Solo was able to, it's like, look, you're not as quote unquote fine-tuned as Jacob in the ring, but come on, we're gonna take you first, and you can be out there with your brothers. So, and you really saw that again back to the yacht. You saw where Solo looked like the young boy. You feel me? He looked younger. So it's a different route where it's, conquer it all. And Solo holding that Money in the Bank briefcase, he's got a year. A lot can happen in a year. He went for main event in SummerSlam. That's not to be slighted. That is a big deal. A lot of people can't say they main event in SummerSlam. Solo Sikoa can say he did. And holding the Money in the Bank briefcase all the way until next year could be something huge. He could cash in on his brother. You could reheat that story. That's always there. He could, I mean, people would hate this, but guess what? Who cares? He could cash in on Jacob Fatu.
That's also a twist.
And see, when Austin Theory did it, it was let's just hit the reset button, and people still don't understand that. This wouldn't necessarily be a reset button. This would be a drive something home. How personal can you get? So I can see it.
Yeah, that's kind of, it is personal, because it's like saying, okay, you could have went after anybody, you could have went after the world champion, but you came after me. That's personal. What about you, brother Hugh? How you feeling about Solo Sikoa these days? Is he at the place where he can say, okay, let's grab another Samoan and put him in the main event conversation?
I'm not mad at it at all. I've been waiting for something, well, not, I don't want to say positive, but I've been waiting for like somewhat of a push for Solo, because of course he's been on the losing streak, but you gotta remember, like Brian said, he main event in SummerSlam. He carried the Bloodline storyline for how long? After WrestleMania? Yeah. So like he's still relevant. He's one of those main event players now that you could switch in. Brandon always talk about inserting the next guy in. That's one of those role players, those pivotal role players that you can depend on in any situation. So I say go ahead and give him a little push, because his gimmick is kind of a little goofy right now. And I don't think they should be going more to the goofy route. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, why not?
Make him. It's because then I feel like you're not burying him 100%, but you're burying him. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot that he can offer to the ring. You know what I'm saying? Or bring to the ring, or bring to storylines in general. So I wouldn't be mad with him having the Money in the Bank briefcase. So let's do it.
Can I counter with a rebuttal, brother Hugh?
What's that?
Okay, let me rebuttal. Here's why I can appreciate how. Don't get me wrong. We know how Solo, he started out as the original heater, right? He was the kind of the muscle, and then you say he's kind of got an over the top goofy personality now, right? Like, he's a little brother trying to carve his own space out, and he's not playing by all the rules. And here's why I'm not against it. And I blame Jacob Fatu, because when Jacob Fatu came in, he showed us what a real heater really looks like.
I thought he was gonna say something else.
And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And we kind of jokingly said, like, yeah, you lucky Jacob didn't get there before Solo, or he might be in that spot. You know what I mean? And then I think it will be the same way Jacob followed Solo. I don't think Solo could have followed Jacob. So if it was Jacob first and then you brought in Solo, I think you would look at Solo like, well, what's the point of him? Like, because you know what I mean? So it's like, man, it's not that he can't play the role, but Jacob does such a good job at it. It's like, who wants to follow that? Like, no, I gotta play that role now. Like, nah, I don't want to. Versus like a Jeff Cobb. It doesn't. I was not shocked for him to come in the way that he does, because Jeff Cobb historically has never had an over-the-top personality, right? He's always just been one mammoth of a wrestler. He's been a behemoth. He's been a wrecking ball. He's always been that monster. Like, he's never had I don't think I've ever heard a Jeff Cobb promo. You know what I mean? I know he said goodbye to New Japan when it was time for him to leave. That's about it. So it's like, when you got a guy like that who can't really, you know what I mean? He doesn't stand out. He stands out because of his size, his girth, what he does in the ring, versus having a personality like a Solo or Jacob Fatu. So it's like, who wants to follow Jacob Fatu being a tough guy? So I don't know. Like I said, not to say that is wrong, but it's like, I don't know. That's tough. The evolution of Solo is it remains to be seen. But I think we got a future star in our hands, gentlemen.
I think you're right with that, Dwayne. Because like you said, like everybody was saying before, remember the rumors? They kept Jacob back for a long time because, you know, they didn't want him to overshadow Solo at that point in time.
Yep.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're coming with. Yep.
It's like, oof. Like, I was like, wait a minute. So Jacob has the same gig as Solo, but you look at Jacob, look where he is now, and look where Solo is. It's nothing. The Solo played it very well, but then, like I said, when he came back post WrestleMania, he stepped into a different space. But of course, you know, he didn't play by the rules, so he looked almost like a maniac, trying to do something, trying to force a situation rather than, you know, playing by the rules. And you know, he lost the match. He lost his trial by combat. He had to kind of fall. He had to fall to the wayside, because it's like, all right, well, historically, I respect the family tradition. Like, he wasn't going against his culture. He just wanted to be the guy. So, you know.
Well, look at this boy's face on the render, bro.
I mean,
he said, look, I'm about to hit you with this thumb real quick. See how it's taped up real quick? Yeah, I'm about to hit you with this thumb. You about to get the whole thumb. Nothing but the thumb.
Yeah, he flipped Ray Phoenix inside out when he took him out. And you see when he gave him the small spike? I said, dang. He almost flipped freaking Ray Phoenix inside out. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I said, dang, it's violent. But I'm happy to see So we have Solo. Who are just a few others? I know we're not doing a prediction show. We got plenty of time to do that. But who are a few others that you would like to see in this year's Money in the Bank, along with Solo Sikoa? Now, if you look at the women, it seems to be so far it's a slight mix. You know, we got somebody kind of like primed, somebody that's in their prime, and then you have somebody up next. You know what I mean? So if you look at that kind of blueprint, who do you guys see falling in line with you know, with the men's Money in the Bank qualifier, along with Solo Sikoa? Any ideas, hints, people you want to see?
I would like to see Mello for sure. Mello in there. I'm not sure we're gonna get a Ray Phoenix, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a Penta.
Okay, I got it.
There was somebody else in my mind too, but I can't remember. But go ahead.
I don't know. I thought Ray Phoenix Penta might be kind of might be a Chad Gable mix or El Grande Americano.
That's who the other person was. I was gonna say Chad Gable, Grande, whatever.
Oh, so you put both of them in there? Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
But for some reason, of course, Penta probably wouldn't win because of Chad Gable or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, Starbucks. Yeah.
El Grande Starbucks Americano.
Yeah.
Wow. What about you, Brian H? Who else would you like to see in this match along with Solo? What kind of blend would you put together?
I like those picks. No, I wanted to say Trick Williams, but I'm not disappointed with what he's doing right now.
Is he heel? Is he a bad guy? Or is he just a frustrated? Or is he a frustrated good guy?
The next level of his personality.
Okay, he's a frustrated good guy. Is that what
we can say that? Yeah, he's finding that next level. Because I really think he's a big part of selling the CW network. That's the reason why he's still there. You know, speaking of CW network, y'all see my girl got a new shirt.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, it's kind of smooth.
It's what, brother Hugh?
It's smooth.
That's what
Listen, you better take all the
He's trying to act like I don't like her at all.
You do.
He's about to get you, Brian H.
Your soul is mine.
I gave her a props plenty of time.
Barely.
To be honest, barely. What are you talking about, bro?
But
Oh,
yeah.
all right, bro. It's a smooth shirt though.
He's trying to beat you in, brother Hugh.
He's trying to, bro.
It's definitely for the fans out there. My birthday is at the end of the summer, August 7th. Y'all can send it to Wrestling Wrealm Warehouse at 1234 North Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21217.
Okay. What size? What size? You trying to show the guns off? Or
I'm gonna be a large by then. We're gonna speak We're gonna speak
I
that
didn't
blick
know if you
into
wanted
existence.
this medium or something. Okay.
Suns out, guns out. Summertime, baby.
It is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new Wrestling Wrealm tank top and everything.
Ooh,
But
okay.
Yeah, but I think like I said, I like Brother Hugh's picks for the money.
What about the shorts?
Hey,
skies out, thighs out. That's the rules. Skies out, skies out, thighs out.
Hey, we need you to make some more. You know the deal.
There it is.
Yeah, I got to get back in the lab. Okay. Bet. Say less. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. Man. Sorry. It was a cool Mystics commercial. Look, invest in women's sports. That's what I'm gonna tell y'all.
Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah, but I would really want to see Melo. When you first asked the question, that's the guy I want to see in there. Honestly, throw the Miz in there too. I want to see both of them kind of have a little discourse or keep their story within the story with the Money in the Bank. And I think that's it. I'm trying to think who would be the vet.
What? Well, he's not a vet. But what about Bron Breakker? Wouldn't that make sense? He's the next guy up anyway. We already know that.
Man.
If he can win that briefcase and keep it for a while with Seth Rollins at the helm with him.
That's kind of what they do, right? You think about when Seth Rollins had the briefcase.
Yeah.
Think about when Randy Orton had the briefcase, and then that led him to get into the Authority. Then the next year, Rollins had the briefcase, and then Rollins was, remember Authority, cashed it in, heisted the Century. So that's not really a bad idea.
Oh boy!
You know who I would like to see again, and that's Austin Theory. I would love to see Austin Theory in there. Again.
Austin Theory, it's time to get him going again.
Yes. I think they are. You see the kind of the buddy competition between Grayson Waller and Austin Theory heating up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Austin Theory is one heck of a talent. Like
he is, man. God.
Okay. He's very clean, very reliable. Doesn't he's not he's like one of the people you can trust. So
yeah. Okay. I think
we'll definitely be over as a babyface for sure.
Jermaine got a good point. Carrying Cross.
I forgot all about him. Dag. I'm sorry, Curry. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
That's Damian, a good one.
McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Gunther. No. Okay. Those aren't
Sami,
bad at all.
Yeah. Sami and Gunther can always continue their thing too.
Yeah.
Oh boy! Well, so much for Solo Sikoa winning. It's like,
where is homeboy?
AJ Styles? I don't know where he is, but he was on Raw and he's been shutting it down for the last 2 weeks. Who else?
Yeah, him too.
He's in the mix for the IC
I'm
title,
thinking
right?
the dude that was married to Gunther, not literally married to him, not Kaiser's one.
Look, Kaiser,
no, his dance partner, his best dance partner.
Gunther?
Yeah,
Pete Dunne?
No, the other one.
Ilya Dragunov?
Dragunov, yeah.
Yo, I'm not sure if he's gonna be back in time though.
Yeah, he's injured.
Still out? Okay.
Yeah.
He was on his way though before he got hurt.
Even though I heard he was in the PC for a while, he's been in the PC for a while.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I hear, but you never know what to believe nowadays.
Yeah, who you telling? But yeah, those are all excellent. Choices. Of course, I'm biased for like Shinsuke Nakamura or just leave him go back to New Japan. Anyways,
right, I'm with that.
Wrestling on Patreon. Check out the Realness Report. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
some content coming.
Kiki.
So yeah, those are all good picks. I know it's early for us to talk about Money in the Bank, but it's not too early. So only time will tell. See who actually shows up in this match and what direction they decide to go in. But I'm looking forward to it. Money in the Bank is the next major PLE after we get through Saturday night's main event, which is what we're talking about. I looked at the time and realized, oh wow, we got a lot to get through, but it is okay. We're gonna jump right into this Saturday. Are you guys excited for this next? I guess I don't know what you call these. This the next Saturday night's main event. I guess I don't know what you call them. Like the first one was excellent. I mean, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens was an absolute classic. Hindsight being 2020, probably not the best idea, knowing that Kevin Owens had neck problems, but it's okay. He's going to be just fine. So here we go. We're back with another Saturday night's main event in Tampa, Florida, Saturday, May 24th, 2025. We've got a pretty decent card. So far, I'm seeing 4 matches. We have Sami Zayn and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. I'm not buying this new faction, by the way. We also have, I said it, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in a steel cage match, which is always fun. Great showcase stuff. And we have, of course, World Championship match. I think this is going to be another sleeper. Logan Paul's ridiculous. There's no way in the world he fits in so well. Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, man, we're bringing it back. John Cena's playing the hits, getting his last runs in with his buddies. John Cena versus R-Truth. R-Truth first time R-Truth is main evented in who knows how long.
Hold on. So there's no women on the card?
As of right now, this may change as of SmackDown, but as of right now, like I said, this is I don't
4 matches. That's enough, right?
I mean, yeah, that's like I said, this is not like a normal PLA. This is a showcase event. You know what I mean? This is a special night thing. You know what I mean?
We gave y'all 2 women's matches last time, so you get.
So how do you guys feel about this card so far? Like I said, it's 4 matches, just a showcase event. Saturday night's main event, overhyped, televised, probably house show, which I think is really, really fun. But how do you guys like how this is shaped up so far? This is the last stop before we get to Money in the Bank.
Kind of wish it was 11 o'clock.
What do you mean you kind of wish it was 11 o'clock?
Like
really?
Like
in the afternoon? Okay.
No.
Okay. I see what you
mean. Because this isn't all right. The first one was in the wintertime, nostalgia also. That was a stop what you're doing, stop all your plans. We watching this tonight. This one is kind of all right. Peacock special. I'll catch it when I get home.
Dang, that's how you feel?
Yeah, I don't hate it by any means. Because there's no match like, all right, this is how I watch wrestling. Secret. I'm about to put it out there. We all family, as Bernie Mac would say. We all family. So what I do, man, I can care less.
Where he says that.
I can care less about the actual graps sometimes Monday through Friday. And sometimes I want to see the story, the drama. I'm gonna watch the wrestling matches, but I'm not most of the time not gonna remember it. I'm getting actually I'm getting better with it because WWE isn't giving me the same rematch every week. So that's the reason why I was like, okay, I gotta pay attention and let that build. Boom, boom, boom. But with these kind of feel like Monday Night Raw matches, which is fine, but I'm more interested in the drama. So, like everything, like to me, there's not that match. Like, oh man, I can't. You know how I felt about when Jacob and Bron wrestled at the last Saturday night's main event. I still felt like because I felt like they was gonna go out there and beat each other to shreds, right?
Right.
And then even with the like women's match, it's like, okay, which way we going? I don't know. I just don't feel that way. So that's why I said this is like a. You don't stop your plans. You do what you're gonna do, and then you catch it.
Are these events? Are they as special as they used to be? I understand that it's different because we consume television differently. Like you said, Saturday's main event was a big deal for a reason, for the time period, right? Because like you said, it was the week that Saturday Night Live had off. It was special. Like you said, it was late. It was like, okay, cool. Wrestling's coming on a Saturday night prime time. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's different now because we have wrestling at the snap of our fingers, at the press of a button or a swipe. You know what I mean? But are they doing a good job of trying to make these showcase events special, you know, with the nostalgia pops, but still putting on these, these showcases that you know,
Yeah, I think,
usually only get at house shows. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think they're doing a good job, but I think the last one there was so much drama going into it.
Mm-hmm.
And people can say, I know Cody Rhodes may not have had the greatest title reign. It served its purpose. Cody Rhodes' title reign was more purposely done for outside the ring and the business outside the ring than it was inside the ring. You know what I mean? Like that was he was the kid's hero.
Mm-hmm.
So his Saturday night's main event match was fun because we got that nostalgia of the championship. That one night only, which they extended it all the way to the Royal Rumble. And it was at a great placement because it was in between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
This one, we're coming right off of Money. We're going right into Money in the Bank. And I think that's the biggest difference. It's like we're in that role. If it was a nice break, that would also have a lot to do with it. Because that's how Saturday night's main event used to be. In between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, Survivor Series and Royal Rumble. Like, those were big gaps. This one is just, I think it's just too close to Money in the Bank and Backlash.
Okay. So you probably think it's getting lost in the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel the same way if this was not televised and it's like, hey, this is a local house show in Tampa and you happen to be in Florida that weekend and this is the card? Would you feel the same way?
Yeah, I'd be there. I'd be
okay.
there. Yeah, I'll be there, you know.
All right.
But
understandably so. Yep.
I'll say the last thing I'll say is this is good for NBC. You know,
true.
If you don't have Netflix in 2025, I don't know how you don't, but if you don't have Netflix, there'll be some people that you get to see. And so this is good for NBC.
Yes, NBC seems to be gearing back up. Like I said, we got the NBA returning. And you know, that's all everybody wants to hear anyway.
That's it. If you don't get it, I don't even need a revised version, bro.
Yeah, just come on, just run it back. Not to mention Michael Jordan is going to be a special contributor, so that's going to be fun.
Dude, Michael Jordan, generational hating.
No, there you go. There will not be any Michael Jordan slander on this show.
No, that's not. No, but generational hating me. He gonna be telling it like it is. Like, Jordan, they just not as good as you. I mean, you know what? We thought we was gonna get that same thing with Brady, and we did. So Jordan just, I mean, you know, he the greatest. The person who came closer, who would beat him in one-on-one, has moved. You know, gone on. And that's coming from Jordan himself. But you know, Michael Jordan, the GOAT, the greatest basketball player living.
Yep, of all time.
Oh yeah, of all time. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
What did you talk about? You don't know what I'm talking about.
You said living. I mean, of all time. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I'm just saying. I'm Skip Wise.
Hey, yo, that's crazy.
Okay.
Brother Hugh. I don't know if he's living or not.
Nah, he is. He's still around. God bless him. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah, because I never met this dude, but I heard this name.
Me neither. But
you've heard the legends. One time, somebody I was working down Eden's Lounge. I was a bouncer, and they brought him through, and he's like, "You know what this is?" And I was like, "No, recognize him." Like, Skip Wise. I said, "Hold on, this Skip Wise."
Oh, so you met him?
I mean, if that's what you want to call it, you know what I mean. But it was like, oh wow.
I was working at Johns Hopkins one day. You know, the old people in there working. We in the
you know how that goes.
Away food, and they said, "Man, but let me tell y'all, that Skip Wise. Oh, he was something else." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yep.
I think Mello may even dropped his name in his book. I could be wrong though.
I'm sure he did. He had to. You can't be a Baltimore great and not talk about Skip Wise.
Oh, you played on the good courts. I never had that privilege. But
I mean,
you know, nah. You ain't gonna talk yourself down like you. You know. I just play a little.
All I'm saying is it was levels to those courts. So like I was there, but like I wasn't there. That's what I'm saying.
Man, they don't let me on the street. You was there.
Right.
It's all good.
Brother Hugh get outside the gate. He might get in. I don't get let on the street. You was in there. Man, what is it like in there? You know, you love don't cost a thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You Nick Cannon, bro.
Oh my gosh. The guy that made it out.
Yeah.
You Nick Cannon. I made it to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Hugh, Brian Ace is not all that enthused about this year's Saturday night's main event. He feels like because it's been sandwiched between two other major PLEs. How are you feeling about the card this year?
Agreed. There's too much going on right now.
Okay, so you're in the same boat with him. Go ahead, tell us about how you feel about that.
Like with what was the last one? Backlash.
Backlash, and
You
then Money in
have
the
this
Bank.
literally 2 weeks. Then you have Money in the Bank. It's why you have so many big marquee shows or events all in one, like within a month of each other. It just doesn't make sense to me. But I get it. WWE, they out here robbing everybody. So
So
I'm just saying.
you still upset about the
But
ticket prices too? Because I am too.
it's crazy.
Man, it
Yeah.
It is
is.
crazy.
Don't make
But
no
nah,
sense.
like at the end of the day,
Mhm.
like I said about Backlash, I'm not too excited about it, but it's wrestling. So I'm here for it. Why not?
Mhm.
Let's get it.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing Brian said. Because the thing I asked him, brother Hugh, I was like, I said if this was like an untelevised house show and you happen to be in Tampa, would you still feel the same way? He was like, yep, I'd be there. It's wrestling. I will be there. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
But like I said, we can talk about the card just a little bit. We have how do you feel about this tag match? CM Punk and Sami Zayn, two over fan favorites versus Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. I don't think anybody's booing these guys, but
Right.
to me, this is all about Bron Breakkers. They're trying to get him going, and Bron
Literally.
Breakker is, he gets to kind of learn from when a young guy's in the main event conversation. You know what I mean? They get to kind of get that rub, like, okay, cool. We're looking at him as a main eventer as well. To me, it's all about the build of Bron Breakker, but I'm not buying this faction. It seems very temporary, and I'm not convinced. It's no bloodline. I'm sorry. That's the one thing I will give you, Brian H. It's no bloodline storyline, but how do you guys feel this should play out? I feel like there's no one's going to get booed in this match. They're going to sing along with Seth Rollins. They're going to cheer. They're going to bark like a dog for Breakker, and then they're going to cheer CM Punk and Sami Zayn. What are we doing here? We just going to have fun. I'm here for it. We're going to have fun with this match. Red, white, and blue ropes. Jesse Ventura.
Do we get a big moment in this match? Because a moment is going to come. Like, I don't know. Somebody's going to be introduced as the third person. I don't know what it is. Could it be this match?
Sami Zayn.
Oh, you think Sami Zayn's going to flip back to being a heel?
Time to flip
That's
him.
crazy.
He's probably due for it. No, he can't. He turned heel already with the bloodline.
Yeah,
he can't
but
get back, bro.
They've been teasing it.
Yeah, but what does he do?
I could go with Paul Heyman.
I don't know. Yeah.
I can see it. Don't get me wrong.
Sami Zayn, sir.
In my mind, I'm like, but where does it go though? Like, what's the end game?
That's the whole thing of this whole story. Where does it go?
But this is what I'm saying. That's why I'm not a fan of this group. This group feels very temporary. I feel like Paul Heyman's going to turn everybody. It's going to be Paul Heyman and Bron Breakker. I feel like Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman is like a parasite. He's got to be on the most thing with the most liveliest, youngest blood so he can survive. And Paul Heyman is always looking for the next one. You know what I mean? Because that's just his attitude. He was that way in ECW. He was that way when he wanted to be a part of it. Yeah, like but you know what though? He learned from Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes made it very clear. He said, listen, when you get to a point where you're at the highest, I think it's something like when you're on the highest cloud, like at this point where you've ascended, he said, literally jump off that cloud and go to the next one. Like at the peak of your popularity, jump right off and you know what I mean, go to the next thing. And I'm like, that's Paul Heyman's attitude. So it's like he's always looking for the next one. Like he's never going to stick around for too long. He did what he did with the bloodline, but after that, he's like, I don't want to be locked into this. I gotta find the next thing. But who knows? I think the fans are gonna have a really good time with this. I know I am. I'm a fan. So and I'm always a red, white, and blue guy. But Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Steel cage match. I don't know what it is about steel cages, brothers, but they never get old to me on no matter what show it is, what program. Anytime you give me a steel cage match, I don't know. It still has that same buzz. How do you guys feel about Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre trying to keep this feud alive and making it interesting by having it in a steel cage?
I'm with Jermaine.
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. I don't think.
Bro, I was about to say, only reason I didn't ask about it because I know how much they said it hurt, but I love the blue cage.
Me too.
That's part of our childhood. The blue cage is like sentimental.
Sorry, Kelsey Plum missed the free throw.
You huffing and puffing like you not buying this one.
No, you know what it is when you rooted for Kobe for so long. Kobe ain't missed.
True. Well, we've been spoiled by greatness. We're not lowering the standards.
Yeah, and she's my favorite player in the on my team. So But the big blue cage, it would be nice. But I will say this about this feud, man. I can see these two dudes fight forever. I am invested because they find a new way or a new wrinkle in a new part of the story. And like I said last week, Drew McIntyre, ever since CM Punk came back, Drew McIntyre has been batting on 1,000. You can put him in the ring with anybody, put him in a program with anybody. I do want to see him and Cena because I think I told y'all here, I heard him say, he was like, look, y'all thought I had smoke for Punk. I got way more smoke for John Cena.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you gotta think about those times. Think about when Cena was Super Cena and where Drew McIntyre was on the card. So,
oh boy, he was skinny and that slow motion music that y'all seem to love.
Yeah, I love that bad boy.
Oh my god, what's wrong with y'all?
Because I'm out of times. You say goodbye.
That's right.
What is yours now is mine.
Oh my god!
And all these broken dreams, I'll make them for you.
Yeah, and right after that, it said WWE likes to wish Drew McIntyre the best in his future endeavors. So that's where his music got him. Hope you guys are satisfied.
Hey, but his Clash of the Castle, that interest, that's how it should be done.
Okay,
give us the beginning of that part,
and
then give us the new music. That's how you do it. Oh man, I know they ain't gonna do that next week, but boy, oh boy. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. And like you said, it's always gonna be something about cage matches because you don't get them all the time. But even when you get them like on a Raw, it still always feels like a big deal. You think about like the cage. It's over there somewhere. It's like one of my favorite DVDs. When they would do, when they would do like the steel cage matches, man. So, greatest cage matches of all time. Woo, yeah. Give it. Yeah, I'm excited for this, and I think now this is the part I do love for the nostalgia part is the fact that they're gonna give us this on a Saturday night's main event. It's been a while, for sure. But if they really want to do nostalgia, like y'all said,
the blue cage just one night only. Yeah. Come on now, it's 2025. We have technology where you guys can bring back a blue cage and find a way for it to bend, and you know what I mean.
Right? Y'all can make it not hurt.
They can make it rubber. They can make it real, like reinforced rubber, and then spray paint it so it looks like it's shiny, like it's metal, and then pipe in the sound effect. I don't know.
By any means necessary.
Would you guys be mad if they brought back the blue cage and it was like bouncing? They're like, wait a minute, that's not even steel. It's like hard.
Or would you be mad if they painted the silver cage blue?
No, come on, don't do that. No.
But theoretically, right? Theoretically, Big Blue looks easier to climb.
Yeah, because it has the big square gaps you can climb up. So that's nostalgia, and it sounded better.
Yeah,
they gonna count two. They gonna count two. Kelsey, I knew it. God dang it, her foot was on the line. My bad. Y'all know.
Is that the only reason you love Kelsey Plum? Anyway,
even hey, I've been following since she was at Washington, buddy.
We all have, buddy.
Absolutely.
Were we together when we went to the house show and we saw the Miz and CM Punk in that steel cage match?
Oh yes, we was. Remember, because we waited for some person to eat their cheesesteak.
Oh man, brother Hugh, bro, we had this dude Frankenberry with us. Frankenberry made us late for the show because he had to order his cheesesteak like he was about to die. In the car like this. Right, I'm so sorry. I got to eat something, man. I'm so hungry. We sit in the car like this. I mean, I ordered it, man. It's on its way out here. We looking at it like, bro, we trying to get to the goddamn show.
We got a house show. Hour. He got laid out.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I feel bad for Cadbury. But brother Hugh should have been there. But yeah, CM Punk and the Miz was the main event that night. It was a steel cage, and it wasn't like a traditional steel cage that we see on television. It was literally like they literally brought 4 gates and put them up to the ring on the turnbuckles and like tied them bad boys together.
Oh yeah.
So it was a smaller steel cage. It wasn't a TV steel cage, but it still looked pretty cool, man. And I was like, man, steel cages never get old. I like the Saturday night main event presentation of it all. You know what I mean? That's always fun for me. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. Like you said, these guys can fight forever. Two behemoths. I'm excited to see what they do. Like I said, this is meant to be just a small, intimate, fun pay-per-view. But some people don't prefer that. It's a little bit overload. But we have Mr. Yeet himself, Jey Uso, main event. Jey Uso on Saturday night's main event versus freaking Logan Paul. Logan Paul's got to be one of the most dependable soldiers on this dang on roster. Like, you can plug and play him almost anywhere. Like, I watched him on Raw and his backstage stuff he did when Seth Rollins approached him, and I'm just like, he fits in. So when they asked Triple H at the presser of I think it was Backlash, like, oh yes, celebrities and stuff like that, and he's like, I don't even consider Logan Paul a celebrity performer at this point. He's one of us. He's just a performer. But Logan Paul and Jey Uso, I can see Logan Paul winning this match, but I don't know. So this is hard because you have this Saturday night's main event, but then you have Money in the Bank. So it's like, shoot, for all I know, Jey could lose it, win Money in the Bank, and chase after it again, because there's always money that Jey Uso chased. They've proven that. But Logan Paul is one heck of a talent, and this is one of those matches.
All the top guys, Roman, Cody.
He main evented with Roman Reigns though, like 3 years into the business. 3 matches,
third match. Yeah.
Like, come on, man. And he delivered. And it's like, and he fits this type of stuff. Like, hey, look, man, if you need a filler feud, like, I can see Logan Paul beating Jey Uso, because think about it. Say you don't want to put a whole lot of heat on Jey Uso. You have Logan Paul win it just for him to drop it to like a gunta. And we're not above that, is because of what we've seen with on the A&E specials, because with Iron Sheik became one of the biggest heels in the industry, because they're like, all right, well, we got to put the strap on Hogan, but we can't have 2 baby faces, 2 beloved baby faces, right? We can't have Hogan take out the All-American Bob Backlund, but you have Bob Backlund lose to, the Iranian heel, you know what I mean? And then that match with Hogan just set the world on fire. To me, it set the tone for what wrestling in the 80s would be. Of course, it's the birth of Hulkamania at that level. You know what I mean? And not just that though, but the birth of the super heel. I mean, because Iron Sheik was on a different level as far as the heel is concerned. He if he was not the top heel in the 80s, I don't know who was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's things like that I'm seeing similar things with like a Jey Uso and a Logan Paul. So it's ridiculous, but you guys expecting this match to deliver?
Yeah.
Man, how is this match going to end, Brian H? That's what I want to know.
Jey Uso, I think he probably, even if you don't do the frog splash, introduce a new move, but it's going to be a little bit of shenanigan.
That's really what I was asking.
You said Cena's main eventing?
I'm assuming so. It's because I don't know. I don't know how many matches John Cena has not main evented when he's on a card as world champion.
They said, I'm trying to see, because I know they said they deemed one of the shows main event, but one of the matches was main event, but I wasn't sure what would close out. But in the event that doesn't, if this doesn't, then this is opening. Okay. It's one or the other. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, no doubt. It's got to be one or the other. Well, yeah, Jey Uso and man, I'm telling you, these are just fun cards that I appreciate. Now, we get into the main event, and we're gonna wrap this up because we're going home early today. Not really, but yeah. John Cena versus R-Truth. Do you remember the last time these guys main evented?
Fun story. It's time for some Wrestling Wrealm Facts.
Here we go. Break it down.
John Cena and Randy. Retake 3, 2, 1. John Cena and R-Truth main evented in 2011 at WWE Capital Punishment live in Washington, D.C. Fun fact, guess what? That was supposed to be, the next day was supposed to be the first Wrestling Wrealm show, but there's some corporate fat cats that got in the way. And the
promo that followed.
Yeah, the only regret I have in life was not letting the real Dwayne Allen loose. And ever since then, I've never stopped him in his tracks again.
This is true.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the inauguration of the Wrestling Wrealm.
Yeah, I remember that.
Doing this that was a long time.
Yeah, that's history. This is why this main event is so special, because I'm like, wait a minute. When they announced it, I said, what? R-Truth gets the main event. This is the man. First of all, he's the man that doesn't age. You know, R-Truth in his space, but man, we are finally here. What's going to happen? How do we go home from this? Because we know this is going to lead to Money in the Bank somehow. Is because John Cena is I don't know. John Cena is kind of insufferable right now, and there's a lot of people that are looking for a reason to kind of knock him off his pedestal, and him turning on his good friend R-Truth, you know, embarrassing him at the presser, you know, at the you know, at the post-show press conference and putting him through a table. That's embarrassing. That's a grown man. You had no business flipping that man through a table like that in front of all those individuals. And it has led us here. John Cena versus R-Truth. What are we expecting from this match? Is this going to be fun? Is this going to be something different? Like, where do we go from this?
we getting NWA R-Truth. That's what we get.
No, we're not. He coming out there rapping angry. We getting angry? We getting angry R-Truth?
Yes.
Like,
yes. He's coming out and he's gonna whoop his butt. That's what's gonna happen. It's not for a title, so R-Truth is getting the W. No, that's what I want to happen. But to be honest,
yeah, he said, "Nah, that's what I want to happen." But now, seriously.
But to be honest, R-Truth is gonna give him a good match. I don't think they're gonna have R-Truth go over because, of course, Cena is the champion. But they could do it and run it back at Money in the Bank, like you said, for the title.
They're not giving R-Truth 2 back-to-back main events. You
I
think
mean,
they believe in Truth that much? Well, I mean, Cena could be calling the shots. I don't know.
That's true. I mean, it is Cena's, you know, it's his last run. Maybe he wants to go up against R-Truth and play that storyline out. You never know. You never know nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
right.
I feel like it's a reason why the title is not on the line. I mean, of course, there was no build to it, like real build to it, but R-Truth might come out. You never know nowadays. He might come out on top. I want him to, but it probably won't happen because you can't have R-Truth beat John Cena like that. But I want him to win. I'm rooting for Truth.
Man.
Look.
Go ahead, Brian.
People gonna be upset. It's gonna be one of those matches where you ain't gonna see a lot of running around. If y'all thought the match with Cody and John Cena was bad, this is gonna be worse. It's gonna be very
why
emotional.
is that?
Because excuse me,
Bless you.
The actual wrestling won't be present.
No, this Saturday night's main event is not meant for that. There's only 1 or 2 matches for that. Everything else is supposed to be entertain us. This is a Saturday night's main event. No pun intended, I guess. Or pun intended. Go ahead.
National television.
They're gonna beat. He's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat him senseless. He's gonna beat him up real bad. First, R-Truth is gonna come out there. It's like, come on, John. Come on. What's wrong with you? He's gonna slap R-Truth around. But he's not gonna do hardly any moves. He's just gonna beat him, and then to the point. Y'all remember Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns, Hell in the Cell.
Oh, boy,
and you remember that emotional ride they took us on?
Yes, pandemic wrestling.
It's gonna get worse.
Really? You think we're gonna get all that? Go ahead.
Because when as he's doing this, you're gonna have the people booing, and then they're gonna find that black kid and a little white kid.
That's crazy.
And then they're gonna find little Jimmy in the audience. They're gonna pan, and people are gonna feel bad, and it's gonna be brutal, man. It's gonna be brutal.
Okay,
get your tissues ready.
So you think they're gonna do that on broadcast television / Peacock?
Yeah, because it's the cock.
Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, well, I'm gonna get at y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all later.
Hey, I lost my train of thought, bro. I'm like, were we supposed to go to a commercial break or something? Who knows? I don't even. We're going home.
I don't like basketball tonight. The Mystics the lost, the Sparks the lost, the Knicks the lost.
But guess who won? Yes, sir.
We could have lost one more at this point for my bet.
Oh my goodness! Here's what I'm nervous about. I'm not sure that's going to happen, Brian H. Is because I'm like, do you pick a national TV special to like bring that type of violence? It's because here's why I'm conflicted as a fan, trying to figure this out. On one hand, they keep trying to find ways to like really keep John Cena heel, and it's not working. So on one hand, you're like, all right, okay, you want to piss everybody off for real? Beat up one of the most beloved characters of all time in R-Truth. That's gonna bring some serious heat, and I think that it will. Like, I mean, if he just brutalizes R-Truth, it would really like set the tone. Like, okay, we're starting to pitch you up, but you have to also take in consideration. What if that still doesn't work? What if that still doesn't work? And
right,
devil's advocate, right? Even though I would never advocate for the devil. What if he said we know? What if we see like what if we start to see the chinks in the armor start to break, where we start to see John Cena? John Cena has started to slowly tease like regret. You know what I mean? We're seeing subtleties of like him being unsure of himself now. Like, I thought this would make me feel better, but I feel conflicted for some reason, and I can't figure out why. Right? I call it the old Darth Vader, the old Darth Vader archetype, right? Where Darth Vader was.
Hold on.
Darth Vader was one of. Oh, what am I missing?
No, I'm sorry. Keep cooking. I'm gonna surprise y'all with something I just seen.
Darth Vader was like the evil bad guy of villainy for Star Wars, and he did some very evil things. And then there's backdrops and stories, but at the end of it all, when his own son said, "I'm still convinced there's good in you," he said, "Nope, it's gone. It's dead and gone. Whoever you think I am, it ain't that." But eventually it proved that he was there. And he was like, "I didn't believe it myself, but my son was the one that was right about me." And it's like, I always felt like we were going to get that version of John Cena to kind of cap this up. Now, I know it's still early in his 27 dates, whatever he has left. But do we start to see John Cena feel conflicted about maybe what I'm doing is wrong? Yes, I was angry, but I've gone about this the wrong way. Like, out of all, like, is R-Truth the one to make him be like, "John, you're not yourself," for him to look like, I don't know, maybe I am not my, like, kind of have that inner conflict within himself. With like, and then we saw an evolution of that with a little bit of Star Wars history with Darth Vader's grandson. He was trying to be evil so bad, but he really wasn't. Like, he was trying to be something that he wasn't. He was trying to be angry. He was trying to be evil, but he was like, I feel so conflicted because there's still good parts about me, and I know it's there, and I keep doing things to try to kill it off, but it's like, it's just not working. And it's like, I don't know. What if he tries to beat R-Truth to a pulp, and R-Truth's like, "Bro, I still forgive you. I'm still here for you," but he just takes a beating, and then John Cena goes, "Man, something's not right with this." I don't know. I'm being complicated about it, but is there a possibility that we may see? You feel me? Because come on now, humor me. We saw the look that John Cena looked at the camera at one time, and they, come on now, with their production people, they showed that's the money shot. They showed it for a reason. Like, okay, John Cena's an actor. He looked conflicted. It was just for a moment, and then he kind of showed us visibly that he snapped out of it. I'm like, okay, cool. He's already teasing, like, am I doing the right thing or not? Maybe this isn't the right way of going about this. Maybe I should have handled this differently, so that when it's all said and done, like I said, something happens drastic where John Cena goes, and then R-Truth has this moment like, "Man, I always knew it was still in you. I always knew you was a good guy. You just was going through, long term, of course, but is this the beginning of, Triple H's famous long-term storytelling that he likes to give us when it comes to these things? But at least you have a timeline for when it ends, because like I said, John Cena's done in December. So is that a possibility that we start this right now, or are we just convinced that? I'm just saying, talk about it, brother. Here, I mean, I hope I did to you guys what you guys do to me all the time. Always change my whole mindset.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
I've succeeded. Good.
Yes. That makes total sense. I mean, yeah. I'm
just saying. We talk about Saturday. I mean, it's Saturday night's main event, right? We talk about the drama. Yeah. It's 4 matches for a reason. So it's like half the show is going to be bells and whistles and shenanigans, and then they're going to give us a little bit of wrestling. But like Brian H said maybe 15, 20 minutes ago, we know about the wrestling, but pro wrestling is really about the moments. Like, okay, how do we make this special? Like we talked about it, right? You squeeze it between Backlash, you squeeze it between Money in the Bank. So it's like, how do we make it special? You got to have a moment happen so that you may not be concerned about the card or the show itself, but you remember, oh, this happened at Money in the Bank. I mean, at Saturday night's main event, and it led to, wherever you're trying to finish off these things. I don't know, just something to think about.
That makes sense, man.
Yeah,
And that's probably what's going to happen.
Somebody get something right.
Yeah, that would make sense.
We're going to get a face hit. I'm Cena. You know it. It has to
I feel like
before you leave.
I feel like it ends on a face note. That's why I said it's the Darth Vader. Like Darth Vader was Darth Vader for the entire series until literally the last moment before he died. You know what I mean? But he ended up saving his son's life, and then there was a legacy that lived on because his son lived. You know what I mean?
Great, now you gotta watch.
I'm just saying, you gotta go watch Star Wars now so you can understand the archetype.
Well, you just called it.
See?
I wasn't a Star Wars guy, but I know what he's talking about.
Hey, yo, look at this.
Uh-oh. Oh, my gosh. Is that Brock Lesnar at the Met Gala?
He's somewhere. Him and Sable.
First of all,
I'm glad that's Sable?
Oh, yes. Yes, that is Sable, bro.
I was looking at her like, who the heck is that?
That is Rhea Lesnar.
That's your girl, Brian. That's your
I don't
girl.
know if it's surgery or what, but I'm just like, she does not look the same. And she's older. She should be in her 60s, maybe.
Hey, look, man,
she's not that old, is she?
Brock Lesnar fresh though. I ain't gonna talk bad about.
He's got the hair. He got his hair out though. Like, look, he's a gentleman. He's got his fist closed, so he's not touching on his other young ladies. He got it. That's how you. In front of his wife. That's how you play it safe.
Yep.
But I'm glad he still has a ponytail. That means he can braid that bad boy up and he can show back up.
No.
No, it's still hot. No. It's still too hot.
Yeah, it's still too hot in the street.
Okay, never mind. Take it back.
Nope. I mean, Obafemi want that matchup.
Of course he does. That's where the money is. You kidding me?
That's big money.
That was the only name missing from this year's Rumble.
Oh, Obafemi?
No, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
Due to unseen circumstances that probably cannot be legally discussed.
Mm-hmm.
But
wow. Did y'all hear Trick Williams rap?
No.
I did one of the lines was, you took my spot in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay. All right.
He had some bars. He
had
some bars.
Average Joe.
Yeah.
Brother, he's not with none of that, bro.
I think he's going right. I think he's going to take it, bro. Trick might take that 10.
I really hope so. I really, really hope so.
Oh boy. So let me ask you this real quick, because this is a great way to wrap up. So you guys are convinced
Brother Hugh doing it again.
Yep, he thought you was out of here. Thanks a lot, Brother Hugh. I told you had one in your bag. So do you think a WWE contract person could actually be TNA champion? Like, is that a risk they're willing to take? If that happens, they're buying TNA at some point. There's no way in the world you do that.
Yeah,
why not? Go. Why not?
Because I think they're buying TNA at some point.
Yeah.
Just for that exact reason.
That's literally it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I wouldn't hate
what does
it.
Zigzag do?
I mean, he didn't leave on bad terms, so
they need. I think he knew what was up. I think it's why he went to TNA in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Mustafa Ali. Like a lot of guys, I think the conversation was, listen, we need a better. We don't have a lot of room here, but look, we got an affiliate. Like, just go here. Mm-hmm. Everybody who you knew who wasn't signed with AEW is because they either went to New Japan or they went to TNA. I was like, oh yeah, there you go. They're going back, but you don't want to burn that bridge,
right?
So
yeah, they're all in cahoots. You see that showing up at Triple Mania. The Nimbus, Nick Nimbus.
Oh yeah,
all the TNA stars, and of course NXT stars
in the seat.
Yeah,
they're definitely. There you go. Being the heel. There you go. It just I think you guys switch personalities tonight. Has come out quite often this evening. He's just
sports suck today.
Yeah, I know. But the O's one, Brother Hugh was in a really good mood today.
That's it. I'm great.
Shout out to you, Brother Hugh. The energy man was on 1,000.
All right, tonight I should say it sucked tonight. It was good today.
Okay, there we go. See, there we go. Look, your positive energy, brother, here has already changed the mind of Hollywood. Right. So we're already we're already in a good space. But this is a good place for us to end it, though. Saturday night's main event this Saturday. I keep saying May 24th, 2025. It should be fun. It should lead us directly into Money in the Bank. I'm interested to see what happens. But wrestling is fun. Wrestling is back to where I feel like it should be. As we, things kind of heat up again, and before you know it, man, we'll be heading into SummerSlam. So, it's heating up outside, so that means it's going to start heating up in the ring. So I'm looking forward just as much as you are. But of course, we want you to follow also on all of our social media platforms at Wrestling Realm. Don't forget 2 W's, like, subscribe, and to our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube channels at The Wrestling Realm. Also follow Championship Culture on Instagram at Championship Culture _ June 10th. The first episode of Championship Culture season 4 will be upon us. Brother Hugh gave us an amazing update. The Belt Museum is finished and episode 1 is completely in the works. Hopefully we'll have a better day of sports on next time we record the show, and Brian H won't have to deal with these type of emotions live on the show, because it wasn't fair to him. See, I got you back, Brian H. It's not fair to him. You shouldn't have to deal with that. He came with Bret Hart shirt on, Bret Hart for his Wrestling Wrealm Facts, and then next week we're back to unpopular opinion. So who knows what the heck is going to happen then. But we are out of here. We will see you then. As usual, wrestling fans, always stay wrestling fans. We are out of here. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Houston, we have a problem.
For all exclusive shows and bonus material, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/thewrestling_realm. You can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/thewrestlingrealm.